Hey there, cousins. I just got back from a thrift store, and you will never believe what kinds of stuff I came out with. And I paid for all of it less than $10. Hey guys, Rusty here. Want to show you some stuff I got today. I'm excited about this because of the cost. Everything I'm about to pour out of this bag cost me $9.65 total. That's right, and all the little tags on here are still here so you can see. Most of this stuff cost me between 10 cents and 50 cents. So let's just get into it here. I want to show you. I put some paper in here to kind of keep it from tearing up my bag. Okay, guys. Get off of that, you rascal. Okay, here's the paper. As you can see, most of these things here are tools. I'm going to kind of separate this out. What we have here is a variety of vintage screwdrivers. Now, I've talked about this before. Vintage tools, guys. We even got stuff on a playlist, a bunch of stuff about collectible tools, like what you're seeing here. And so what we have, probably the majority of this lot here, guys, and I'm going to try to separate these out, are vintage screwdrivers. I'm going to throw a bunch of these over just so you can see like just the quantity here of the stuff I got. And would I have bought just any old thing? No. But I'll show you right here why I bought these. Two reasons. Number one, I got several of these that are wooden handled, and these are much older. Okay, this has got like kind of a metal cap on the end, and I haven't even looked to see, obviously, that you can see here if you look closely, and I don't know what the name is on that. Let's see here. It says 9752 plum, made in the USA, okay? But it's an interesting end there, tip. Do you see that? How it's kind of beveled on either side? And then some other flathead ones here. Again, wooden. I paid 10 cents a piece for each of these, all right? So that's 40 cents. I could sell these individually or as a lot of just wooden antique screwdrivers. And then a lot of these other ones are very nice name brands, guys. We got, what do we have here? We got some Stanleys, several Stanleys. Here's a Stanley one that on the inside is where the little pieces go, are held, and then you stick them in here, and you can have different bits. Another old Stanley one, and this is quite significant, quite heavy. The tips are still in good condition, even though they got a little bit of paint on them. But again, I could sell this lot. These are, look at 15 cents, 15 cents, 10 cents. Real good. This whole lot would be pretty easy. It's a real nice small one here, 10 cents. And then moving on, we've got some of these other tools. Next up are a bunch of these old vintage wrenches. I'm going to show you these. A lot of these, I'll have to do some research, okay? But this is 5/8. It's made in the USA. That's a good, I like to see that when it says made in the USA. It doesn't have to say made in the USA as long as I can identify it based on what the manufacturer is. Some ones from other countries can also do well. But again, I paid, what are these looking at, 10 cents? 10 cents a piece for these? A lot of times, guys, at other antique stores and stuff, they're going to be charging you on the low end $3 to $5 a piece. I could sell these for $3 to $5 a piece easily online right now. If I threw them in a lot, I could sell them quickly, but they're nice and heavy. That's awesome. Another bit that we got here are some antique pliers, and you can see it's a little kind of a rough metal. And I think that there's probably a manufacturer name underneath of that 25-cent mark there. But again, guys, just a few cents, easy. And we got, what does that say? C2 on it. So I can look that up. This one right here is drop forged Japan. So these are Japanese. And then what is that? Is that a manufacturer under there? No, it just says Japan again. Japan. All right, so those are vintage. And then a nice kind of a swivel on around here. What does this say? Utica, New York, I guess. Selecto Lock brand. Forged steel, and they still, I mean, they move like butter. That's great. 20 cents for that. I'll buy these things at that price all day long. Next up, we got a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a couple of these. And listen, it's heavy and gigantic. It's a metal file. I got 75 cents for that. I've got a few other files, so I can stick these in a lot and sell them along with those. We got this tiny little ratchet here, and it's a Craftsman brand. 5 cents for this sucker. I've not looked it up, but I have sold these before. I think that these say can sell for $10, maybe $20. I might be able to sell this for $10 and pay for the entire lot here with just this one piece. I love doing that. And here's another little screwdriver handle, but then it's set up to take bits. And we got a bunch of bits in here. There are actually different manufacturers. I've not inspected it. I've not pulled it open. It'd be just absolutely fantastic if there were some Snap-on brand was in here, but I think it's unlikely. This one says patented something. Looks like we've got some Stanley ones in there, which is great. I don't know if that's a full set or not, but I'll check that out. This whole bag was $1.50. I mean, I could throw this up. Someone would pay me $1.50 for this just with a photo of this and not even know what was inside of it, because they're functional, they're useful, and that's still cheaper than you could buy brand new stuff out of the store, and they're just as good. They'll still work just as well. Here I got this for $1. It's a knife. I don't know exactly. This tip is indicative of something, and I don't know if it's made for filleting something. It's got this serrated piece here, but this double tip, I'll have to look and see what that is. But I just was struck by the fact of the hilt and the handle, a nice wood handle, nothing wrong with it. It's still sharp, but for $1, something with that size blade and this type of a handle, I definitely think I could get probably $10, if not more, out of that piece also. This is two other kind of different categories, and I just did a video on these recently, and that would be rubber stamps. You can call it wood stamp, even though the stamp portion itself is made of rubber. I bought these, A, because they're 15 cents a piece, and B, because I have 3 similar items, and if you can't tell what these are, I'll tell you. Well, these are Disney princesses, friends. Looks like we got Snow White here for sure. This may be Cinderella. Not exactly sure who that is, and they might say it on there at the bottom. Maybe you know, guys, if you see it. But, I mean, for 45 cents here, this is a no-brainer. I could throw this up for $5, sell it instantly, but probably make a little bit more off of it. And then lastly, guys, and this was in a different area, $1.25 for an old keychain. Do you guys know who that is? I could tell right away why that's Marvin the Martian. It's a Disney character. And if you look on the back here, it says TM, stands for trademark, WB, Warner Brothers, who is the company that put out a lot of these Disney, or like a lot of these cartoon characters, back in the day. $1.25. I did a very quick search on my way back to the warehouse for this specific piece, and just take a look at what I found. So as you can see, guys, I'll be able to sell this individual keychain, pay for the entire lot, and I'll already be into my profit. I have 1 lot here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that will go with the 5, 6, sell that individually, 7, sell these together, 8, and then 9, because these are all plastic handled, and then 10. That is how I will sell these. Some of them, as you saw, individually, others in small lots. I'm going to sell the Martian, make my money back, and then have 10 more lots of items to sell. So this $9.65 expense investment here, I believe I may be able to make up to possibly $100 or maybe even more off of this lot. It took me about 20 minutes in the thrift store to find all of these, and I rocked up with a big load and added these up individually and was just overjoyed to find that this was under $10. Guys, I guarantee that there are thrift stores around you that just throw old tools that they think are junk in little boxes. And sometimes, I didn't do it in this case because it was already priced so cheaply, but sometimes you just grab the whole lot. You walk up and say, hey, would you take $5 for this? Or would you take $10 for this? And you'd be surprised how often people will be like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. But I'm going to probably take these wooden ones and put it with a bunch of others that I got. In fact, let me just show you here real quick the types of things that I can throw these up in a lot of. Right here, this is where I got a lot of my antique and vintage tools. Get my water bottle out of the way. These are all of my drop forged steel a lot of these other pliers here. Moving over, look, here's a bunch that I've collected over the last few months of wooden handled things. We got some blades up here, we got a sharpener, we got a variety of other things, wood handled. Like here's some large long ones made in Germany. Here's some of the newer ones, guys, but I've got all kinds of various, and keep going down the line, I got all kinds of screwdrivers and various stuff, hatchets. I mean, I can make tons of lots, but I'm just waiting until I get a handful of each category, then I can throw them up together. Guys, these things sell, especially the wood handled ones. The older the better, certain brands. So do your research. You can make a good buck. Shoot, that was a great deal. Guys, keep a lookout for these antique tools, and when you can get lots of stuff for 10 cents, 15 cents, jump on that junk all day long, because that's where the money is. Buy lots, buy them cheap per item, sell them individually. It's our bread and butter. Take care. Rusty, that's what I'm talking about. Rusty, rusty, rusty hair.